They say truth is the first casualty of war. But who defines what's true? Truth is just a matter of perspective. The duty of every soldier and police officer is to protect the innocent, and sometimes that means preserving the lie of good and evil. That war isn't just natural selection played out on a grand scale. The only truth I found is that the world we live in is a giant tinderbox. All it took was someone to light the match. For the first time in history, Adventure Bay was quiet. Even for a small town such as this one, there was always some bustling activity going on, but there was nothing. Even the graveyard was more cheerful than this. The only activity going on was a funeral for a deceased woman and her unborn child that was attended only by a small margin. Even those close to this woman were too scared to go out. A new wave of emotion had taken over Adventure Bay, an emotion that scared all the tourists, frightened children in their sleep, and even made husbands and wives go out to buy stocks of supplies and guns before locking their doors. Fear. Utter fear of one man who walks with the Reaper himself. It was then 2 days later after the Damien Stone show that the FBI, along with the Paw Patrol's help, managed to find Marshall critically injured due east of Los Angeles, about 70 miles away in Stone's real original hideout, after tracing where the real signal was originating from. Officials called it a miracle. Mayor Humdinger and the catastrophe crew didn't give a fight at all, just shocked to see the fire pup in that stretcher carried by the paramedics. Marshall was transported to the hospital, and thankfully his toes would manage to be stitched back in, but it's going to take a while for it to fix in. But Marshall mentally was a different case. The first thing Marshall did when he woke up was scream. Even after his friends in order to try to calm him down, he just screamed and cried until they sedated him. A psychologist was called in, and after a long session, he concluded that Marshall was traumatized by what he went through, but was also feeling guilty for not being able to save the mother and her baby. In his mind, he should have been dead, not her. To make it easier for the Paw Patrol to visit Marshall, the doctors decided that he should be transferred to Adventure Bay Hospital. Although it's not situated in the town, it's situated about 2 miles away. We now pass another day, 3 days after the situation. Chase, holding flowers, gave them to a nurse who quietly went into Marshall's room and placed them in a vase. The German Shepherd whimpered as he saw his best friend zoning out with lifeless eyes at the wall. The TV was on, even showing Apollo the Super Pop show, but he ignored it. All he did was to hold on to his teddy bear and mumble to himself occasionally. It was like looking at a shell of the once happy and joy-filled Dalmatian he loved like a brother. Accompanying Chase is Sky, who came with him to visit Marshall.
How is he?
The same. I swear I will kill him. I'll find Stone and make it pay.
Save some for me.
Never seen you for the violent type.
Everybody has a limit. Do you think he'll be okay?
He's a very tough pup, Sky. He'll make it. One day he will. I'll give him some more time. I believe he's still in shock. Let's go. They eventually exited the hospital and drove their vehicles back to Adventure Bay. It is now an hour later. The two pups walked through the empty streets feeling a cold shiver down their spines. The only thing around were seagulls and trash. Adventure Bay became a ghost town.
Everything's empty. The clouds gray. It's like we live in this dark world that became hell.
People are scared. Not that I blame them. I can't help but feel a failure, Sky. We're supposed to protect these people, and yet here we are with one member traumatized for God knows how long. I don't know how Cross would feel because of that incident. He hasn't spoken to me since. And well, there is Zuma. I wish I didn't blame him that day. I felt like he'd gone right on edge after that.
Huh?
Don't you remember? When Zuma was given a choice of either to kill Marshall or Macy, I yelled at him. Like I'm an enraged cop, telling him that it was all his fault. It's because of that sense of urgency to save Marshall at that very moment. I just completely lost it there.
Hasn't he suffered enough to lose his family and now all this? I guess I can't blame him for locking himself up in his pup house.
I'm actually more worried about him than Marshall, to be honest. All of this can't be good for his mental health. I'm worried he'll try something.
You think he'll try to kill himself?
I honestly don't know, Sky. I pray he doesn't, but I think that's what Damien's trying to do. You heard what he said. He's not going to stop until Zuma had lost everything. And that means we're all on his hit list.
Rocky will save him.
How?
Look, I trust Rocky since he's close, but Chase, based on his characteristics, I think he may be in love.
What?
Trust me, I know. It was easy to see your feelings for me. It's not that hard to see Rocky's. I mean, anyone like that I know, really.
Don't try to cover it up, Sky. You're saying that both Zuma and Rocky are in love? I know Rocky cares about Zuma that much, but isn't it more like a brotherhood thing like me and Marshall have? I mean, with that whole issue with his little brother, you would think...
Maybe it was like that at first, but it could possibly evolve. Trust me, a bro knows when someone's heart is smitten by another, even if they don't know it yet.
Rocky and Zuma, huh? I mean, I'm not against the idea, but it would just seem so weird.
Why? Because Rocky's older?
No, because Zuma loves water, and Rocky always writes a will every time he's going to take a bath. I can imagine him dying before he even gets wet. I'm joking, Sky. It's just an expression.
In the end, though, it's just a hunch. Maybe Rocky and Zuma are treating each other like brothers, after all.
Zuma still didn't come out. He didn't come out or eat or anything, so Rocky stayed there, right outside his pup house. The recycling pup had his meals delivered and slept just outside with only a blanket. The only time he ever left is to use the bathroom or when Ryder needed him for an update. Nothing else mattered, not the rest of the pups or even Marshall. All he cared about was Zuma. Every second he didn't see him or have the chocolate Labrador's paws on a second was too much for him. He knew what it was like to be there, wanted to commit suicide the day he was in the orphanage before he met Ryder that day. Ryder gave Rocky a purpose. To live again. A new family. Feeling wanted again. His senses were on high alert for any potential threat that could come from anywhere. It was until the bulldog called Rocky. Rocky? What is it? Ryder wants to speak with you. Okay, watch over Zuma for me, will you, Rebel? After getting the utmost confirmation from Rebel, Rocky made his way into the lookout, ignoring the joint task group, the FBI, and local cops that was hard at work. Damien Stone was off the grid, and the more he was missing, the more worried everyone was. When he made it to the elevator, he took it up until he was up on the top of the tower. Rocky walked over to Ryder, who was looking at his pup pad. Normally, the pups would be seeing Ryder playing his video game on this device, or answering calls. But this time, he's acting like he's reading a book. It had been clear he'd been trying to stay awake all day. You called me up, Ryder? How are you doing? Fine. And Zuma? I've spoken with Detective Shaw, Sergeant Cross, and the others. There isn't a point sending your pups off to different owners. We need to be together now, more than ever. Why are you looking so intensely on your pup pad, Ryder? Is that... Yeah. This was originally going to be something I built for you pups when you got older, but due to the circumstances right now, I can't take that risk. Chase and Marshall are the only ones who know this, but Paw Patrol wasn't originally my idea. It was my parents'. The government hired them to build an all-dog task force to counterattack terrorism, similar as to how the UK SAS deal with the situations. My parents started on the project, but it was shut down due to the funding being sent to drone development. That project my parents were working on is Havoc, also known as the Hound's Assault of Various Organized Combats. So these schematics you're looking at is what our pup packs were originally meant to be? Yes, but they were incomplete. I want you to help me make these, Rocky. 6 of them for you 6 to use. If Damien Snow is going to go this far, then we need to go just as far to stop him. I understand, but... Zuma, I'm worried about him. Here, use the unlocking feature. I think it's time all of us had a long talk. Zuma can't do this alone, so he needs us more than ever. If he's still in his pup house, I think you should update him on what's happening. Agreed. But one more thing. How long will the Havoc project take to complete? Probably a few months or so, unless we can get some people to help us out here. Jeez. But if that's what it takes to combat Stone, we must do it. I'll tell Zuma. Rocky barked in agreement and happily took the pup pad, racing down to the elevator and taking it down. When he goes to Zuma's pup house, he ignored the confused look on Rebel and found the setting to open up the pup houses. Pressing the button, the door slides open, and Rocky went in, intending to hug Zuma, or even be prepared for some backlash. What he got was worse. He got nothing. As in Zuma wasn't there. Terror began to grip into Rocky's heart as he looked around Zuma's house for any sort of sign of where he was. He stopped when he saw something that made him freeze up. It was a note. Goodbye. Rocky rushed out as fast as he could, past Rebel, past others, right to the front of the yard where he tried to find any sign of his brother. But there was nothing. He was gone.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Adventure Bay Police Department. Approximately 1 hour ago, a report had been made by the Paw Patrol stating that Zuma ran away from his home. It has been confirmed due to a note that was left behind, along with Zuma not bringing any sort of personal belongings and vehicle with him, indicating he does not want any form of contact with anybody. His life may be in extreme danger. Since the whereabouts of Zuma is currently unknown, and the urgency to bring him back to the Paw Patrol, the Adventure Bay Police has passed on the information to much of the California state. Any and all residents within the California state are to be vigilant for Zuma. His description is that he is a chocolate Labrador, standing 2 feet tall, has yellow eyes, with no pup gear. He has a distinctive pup tag with a symbol of an anchor. If you have any information or spot Zuma, it is recommended to contact the California State Police by dialing 1-800-835-5247. They will relay this information to the FBI and the Paw Patrol. Do not approach Zuma, as you may spook the pup, and may move to another location. Please stay tuned on local media for further information. This is a simple emergency message transmitted at the request of the Adventure Bay Police Department. We will now resume regular programming.
Marshall? It's me, Chase. Marshall, just give me something. Anything. Any response. Please, Marshall. Please, whatever it is I can do, just say something. I'll do it for you. The Marshall I know is in there. I know he is. I need my best buddy. I need my partner. I need my brother, Marshall. Sky and Rebel missed you. Ryder is working himself to insomnia. Rocky certainly missed your clumsiness using your water cannon, and... Marshall, please wake up. I know you think it's your fault for what happened, but it's not. It's not!
I should be dead. It should have been me. Not her. Not the baby. I should be dead. I want to be the one who's dead. He hurt me, Chase. He broke me. I can still feel him. I can still hear him. I can see every horrible thing he did. I want it to end, Chase. I can't live like this. If you do love me as a brother, you'll kill me, Chase. I can't do it because I'm afraid. But if you could...
You want to die that badly?
Yes. Ow! What the hell?
Coward.
What?
I said, you're a damn coward! You want to die? Run away from what happened? Make us cry over your dead body before putting you in the ground? If that's how you think you can fix your problem, then go kill yourself, Marshall, but I will not cry for you.
Where are you going?
Home. I could be doing better things than listen to your fucking pleas for your death. I thought the Dalmatian I knew, who could come back from anything, wouldn't even think of giving up, nor pass on the burden to families and friends. I'm done, Marshall. Goodbye.
You don't even care about me, don't you, Chase? You have no idea what he did to me. None of you did. You don't even know how much he hurt me before that broadcast came on.
What are you trying to point out, Marshall?
Did you know how much I had been through? I've been shocked for a couple of months now. Been staring at that wall for weeks. Before I got into that hospital bed when Damien kidnapped me. He doused me with gasoline, made me drink it, drown me until I break. He had hit me many times with his metal baseball bat, electrified me with his electrical wires, and so many other things that I couldn't even describe myself. Like I said, you have no idea what he did to me. If he did all of this to you, what would you say, huh? Would you tell the same thing to me, or tell bullshit? So, do you even understand pain?
Shut up! To be honest, I do. Every time he hurt you, he was hurting me. He was hurting all of us. Hearing Sky saying she'll never love me, that broke my heart. Telling the world about how my mom was raped, killed my siblings, and how our family blames me for her suffering. That brought back the shame and the guilt I had in full force. And it wasn't just me. Rocky told everyone the story of his brother's death and how he cowered to let it happen. Rebel destroyed Zuma's prized possession, seashells. Ryder kicked Zuma around like a football. It wasn't you that he just hurt, Marshall. He hurt every one of us. How do you think Zuma felt knowing that he told Damien Stone to kill you? Someone he treasured as a friend. I get it. You feel guilty that you survived, and that Macy and her child died. So do we all. I feel guilty for just letting you get into that situation in the first place. I even still feel guilty for what I did to my mom. You think that I haven't thought of taking the gun Ryder added to my pack and think of shooting myself in the head? You think that I sometimes haven't wondered if that pain would just end if I let death take me? I do. Truth is, we're all fucked up in the head, Marshall. But every time I think of putting myself in a coffin, I think of all the sorrowful faces that would mourn for me. Ryder, Sky, you, Cross, everyone in Adventure Bay. The thought that I would be leaving them to suffer from my selfish desire to kill myself would just be worse. So I live. I live to protect and serve. If I died doing so, then at least I died bravely. But deep down, I know it's better to live. So, in your mind, you wanted to kill yourself. But you know in your heart, you wanted to keep living. Right, buddy?
Yes. Yes.
I need to tell you something, Marshall. Well, 3 days after the Damien Stone incident, he just ran. Zuma just ran away from Adventure Bay. None of us ever saw him again.
You serious? Zuma just...
I'm not giving bullshit here, Marshall. Zuma's completely broken. And I fear he might commit suicide anytime soon.
But it's been 2 months, though. You said that Zuma ran away 3 days after Damien Stone's show? He could have been dead by then. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Before, you were in complete shock, and I had seen no response from you, so I thought you wouldn't listen.
If I heard that Zuma had run away, my mind would have just come to senses then.
Never mind that now. Never assume he's dead until we find his body, Marshal.
I guess you're right. So, what else you gonna say? Chase?
The healthy human mind doesn't wake up in the morning thinking this is its last day on Earth. But I think that's a luxury, not a curse. To know you're close to the end is a kind of freedom. Good time to take inventory. Outgunned, outnumbered, out of our minds, on a suicide mission, but the sands and rocks here are stained with thousands of years of warfare. They will remember us for this, because out of all our vast arrays of nightmares, this is the one we choose for ourselves. We go forward like a breath exhaled from the earth, with vigor in our hearts and one goal in sight. We will kill him. I swear, he will die by our paws. It may not be justice to the people, but justice once, I'm willing to forsake that.
Chase, I want you to promise me one thing. If he ever captures me again, or is about to, don't let him take me alive.
I promised. You fired up?
I'm fired up. And I have to pee. Where's the bathroom?
That's my Marshal.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is an update to the civil emergency message regarding the disappearance of Zuma 3 months ago. This message is a reminder and an update to the situation developing at this time. The authorities in California are still unable to locate the missing pup, Zuma, despite many reported sightings made to their local police stations across the state. It is feared that time may be running out for Zuma. Authorities in the neighboring states of Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona have now been alerted to this situation, since there is a possibility that Zuma may try to cross the border. The Paw Patrol team is urging the public in the mentioned states, if they have any sort of information that can lead to finding Zuma, please call the Federal Bureau of Investigation, or dial 911 at once. However, make sure that the pup you spotted exactly matches Zuma. He is a chocolate Labrador, standing 2 feet tall, has yellow eyes, and has a distinctive pup tag with the symbol of an anchor. He may appear dirty all around his body. Again, anyone having information or spotted Zuma should contact the FBI, or dial 911 immediately. Stay tuned on news media for further information regarding this desperate search. We now return you to your regular programming.
Dear Diary, this is Zuma, the pup that ran away from the Paw Patrol. It had been 6 months since I left the Paw Patrol, so here's a full recap. 4 days after I had ran away from the Paw Patrol lookout, I had come up to this cliff overlooking the seas. The sunset there was beautiful. It reminded me of that first mission where I had to rescue that wolf cub that had lost their pack. That day that I rescued the wolf cub, I felt a sense of self-satisfaction. I felt belonging to the Paw Patrol because I knew I was useful. However, something then just came into my mind. That man that ruined my first family, and then ruined the second. I could still hear him in his head, see him standing behind me there in the trees, watching me commit suicide. I slowly crept forward and forward and forward towards the cliff's edge, until that one paw couldn't move. That paw that wanted me to live. That's when I cried. I kept crying until I met my master, Oriel. He knew what I was going through. He is a wolf. He is a master hunter who can take out both human and animal. He knew that my goal is to kill Stone by any means necessary. After he gave me some training and gave me the chance to practice myself, I knew that one day I could finally get revenge on the man that ruined my life. Eating human flesh is what I am used to now. Hopefully I can use that against Stone. Oh, Oriel's coming.
Hello, my apprentice. I take it that your latest hunt has been a success?
It has, Master Oriel.
You've grown stronger. No longer I do see a pup who wishes to die to end his pain. Rather, a warrior with a talent for killing. But you are still living in fear.
What? How? I no longer fear blood. I have killed both creature and man. I'm brave now.
You are brave, but you still lack true courage. There is something you fear deep inside of you, as well as something you hate with uttermost contempt. Or rather, someone.
Damien Stone.
Yes, the man who killed your first family, wounded your second one. A man you dream of killing every night, if I am right to assume.
I have every right to do so. He took everything from me. I want to take everything from him.
So, is it revenge you seek? Revenge is nothing but a one-way trip to the grave. Even if you succeed, you won't find the peace you seek that way.
There is no other way. I can't go home to Adventure Bay, not after everything that happened. I don't care any more about my life or finding happiness. I care about stopping Stone and making him pay for what he's done to me and everyone else.
Very well. If this is the path you wish to take, then so be it. But know this. The path you will take will hurt not just you, but others as well. If you truly take the path of the vengeance, you will become a monster. Can you live with that?
A monster, huh? If I need to live as a monster to kill Damien Stone, I would just do that.
However, when you finally realize the true fear that you have inside of you, seek me out. Your final lesson will then begin.
Oriel dashed into the forest. I knew that I wouldn't see him again, not unless he wanted to. Alone in the dark, I closed my eyes as the words of his master rang in his ears. What does he mean by final lesson? What is my true fear? Why didn't he stop me from taking revenge on Damien Stone? I never mind about that now. There was just one more thing that's keeping me in connection with Adventure Bay and the Paw Patrol, and that is my pup tag. I had a slight hesitation trying to rip it off. It reminded me of all my friends who looked after me, my second family. Ryder, Chase, Marshall, Rocky, Sky, and Rubble. They all cared for me like family, but I felt like I ruined them because of that one man that destroyed my life. With no other choice, I ripped the tag off and threw it into the creek, watching it flow down the stream until I could see nothing of it no more. Nothing would weaken me anymore. Nothing would hold me back anymore. My heart is sealed. I turned away and then disappeared into the night. Damien Stone, for the past 6 months, had been targeting those that had snitched on him or have talked about the whereabouts of Zuma. He captured many people and took them back to an undisclosed location, torturing them for fun until it feels it's time for the next one. One particular man, whose name is Robert, had passed on some information on the whereabouts of Damien Stone, and then the man, evil mastermind himself, had traced his call and then captured him. One day they captured Robert and put the bag over his head and took him away. It's almost like a sort of kidnapping kind of thing. They strapped him onto the chair, and this is what happened to him.
Take the bag off.
What the fuck is this?
Why, Robert, my favorite butcher. Good day to you, sir. Good day to you. Favorite butcher? Who am I kidding? You're, let's say, second favorite, okay? I mean, hanged on the street gives some mean roast, you know.
Stone! I didn't do anything. I got your money. I got your fucking money right in my safe.
The money? No. I'm not here for the money, Robert. I'm here because someone has been telling a certain detective who's been hunting for me some information about me. And, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Roberts?
I didn't talk. I didn't say anything to no cops. I'm no snitch. God, Damien, I got a daughter, and I would never endanger her. Not after my wife died.
Yeah, I figured that out already. Robbie, my boy, you're a spineless sack of crap, and you wouldn't even recognize us if they were camping on your front lawn. Now your daughter, on the other hand, well, she always did have that sense of righteousness inside of her. Oh, boys.
Maria? Maria?
Now here she is. Why, hello, my dear. Tell me. Now you still want to snitch on me? Hey, now, hey, bad girl, hey. Didn't that teach you manners? You wish to kick me, huh? You wish to, huh? You wish to.
Stone, I beg of you. I'll do anything. Just let my daughter go. She's sorry. I'm sorry. Just please.
Well, to tell you the truth, I feel in a good mood today. So maybe I'll let her live. However, that depends on you. Because now, for her sake, we're gonna play a game. Bring me here, boys. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
You guys be careful with it, you son of a bitches! What is this? What sort of sick game are we playing?
Okay, so one of these buckets contains simple water. Nothing bad about it, I promise. The other one... get this. Battery acid. Oh yeah! Have you ever seen Flash melt with that shit? It's fucking cool. Fascinating to watch people melt like the Wicked Witch of the West or something. Like that. Now, you have to make a choice of what your daughter gets drenched in. Guess right and your daughter just gets a nasty cold. Guess wrong and, well, I hope they have funerals in some kids. Personally, I'd rather take the acid. Trust me, I speak for experience. I hate being sick. Oh, and also, you have 10 seconds to choose. Because if you don't, Well, I hate wasting my time. So I'll just take the other choice and blow her brains out as well as yours. You ready?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
What?
The right! The one on the right!
Man, not even going to let me get to 9 at least. At least I'll be dramatic. Oh well, if that's what you want, then your wish is granted. Wow, you're quite the lucky guy.
Oh, thank God.
Too bad I gotta get rid of this battery acid.
Wait, what? Oh! 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 Oh!
You getting this on film?
Yeah, sir. God, it's disgusting.
Good. Make sure to send this to, Mr. Charlie, okay? Sure, it will pop a few blood vessels and... Oh, man, I think I can see his brain from here. Ooh. About you, darling. Right now, Shiva would like to have a word with you about snitching. Well, I'm bored now. Come, boys, let's get out of here.
Goddamn, this whole place seems burnt down. Is this our man who survived the fire?
Yeah, he's scared shitless, but he's fine.
Step aside. Alright, sir, I am Detective Shaw with the FBI. I would like to know everything. First of all, do you know what happened?
I don't know what the fuck just happened. He did this. That pup, is full of hate. Killed them without care. He's a monster.
Bullshit. You mean a single pup caused the entire place to go set ablaze? Have you even seen him yourself?
Yes, he kept me alive. Threatened me to burn me like the others if I didn't tell him about Stone.
Hold it. You said Damien Stone. How do you know this man?
Work for a guy who works for him, man. He wanted to know what I knew. I told that pup what I could. Wasn't much, but I gave him my boss. He'll go after him. I'm dead anyway. The boss's name is Steffens. But first of all, he's going after the cops that shot that guy. That truck driver. Oh, it's Shaw. Hello, Ryder here.
Hello, Ryder. It's been a long time. Heard that you and the pups are in working order.
You said right. We recently managed to stop some dogs from getting away with Mayor Goodway's belongings, and Chicoletta.
Glad to hear. I don't suppose Zuma was with you when that happened? Any luck?
No, Zuma hasn't come home. Rocky's been searching for him for the past few months. Our friend Cross also tried, but it's the same for him too. I'm afraid he may be lost.
Wait. Who's Cross?
He's one of the Adventure Bay police officers. Cross assists us at times when we needed his forces for certain occasions. He's a great human friend who looked up to us. Unfortunately, his behavior suddenly changed. Now he seems more like he blamed himself for putting his officers in jeopardy during that raid a few months back.
I'm sorry to hear. Anyway, I wanted to share the news with you. During the mission, I have reason to believe that Zuma may be alive. A few days, a drug making den was put on flames. They found the dope, the stuff to make it, and then behind it. They claimed that it was caused by a pup. A pup that whose description exactly matches Zuma's.
Hold on! Am I hearing things? Or did you say Zuma's alive? Are you sure?
My instinct tells me it's true. It never failed me. It's really him, Ryder.
That's awesome! Zuma's alive, you say? Thank God. Wait, you don't look too happy about this.
Unfortunately, Zuma's now in serious trouble. I've been ordered by the higher-ups to arrest this pup, whoever he is.
You've gotta be joking. What did he do?
Murder, assault, and arson.
No. He can't be.
Ryder, most of the drug makers were brought alive in that shack. This pup trapped them inside and set that damn thing on fire with some gas cans. They suffered greatly from what the coroners are telling us. And the survivor claims that he could hear screaming until all was silent. If this was self-defense or under your command during a mission, this wouldn't be that big of a problem. But Zuma's did this with the intent to kill him. Not only that, I also got reports about an hour later that he killed 2 corrupt officers about 10 miles from the scene. The next part's gonna be disturbing to hear, but we have a strong stomach. You see, the officer's dash cam showed it all. Zuma, or whatever this pup was, ripped the throats of the other officer after tearing his balls off. The other one smashed his head into the seat and the car until it was nothing but mashed potato. Coroner said that both of their deaths were instant, like a light blown out.
Zuma would never do this. I refuse to believe such story. He's a kind, sweet, playful pup. He's...
Broken Rider, after what Stone did him, I guess it was not surprised something snapped in him. These guys were connected to someone who worked for Stone. Now he's going to go after him while leaving the bodies behind. He's assassinating anyone who stands in his way.
So, what will happen when Zuma's arrested?
He will give it a trial. However, since he's a pup considered dangerous, we will have no choice but to euthanize him. I know this may be all hard to take in, but the truth has to come out one way or another. Sorry, Ryder.
Shaw, can they accept us into the Stone case?
Are you sure, Ryder? After what Stone did to you, Cross, and pups, especially Marshall, you guys were affected badly.
We have to end his terror now, Shaw. Hiding as cowards is not the Paw Patrol way. If Zuma is really heading to Coastal City, he will need all the support he can get. I'm also bringing in Sergeant Cross's crew as well. They also wanted to end Stone once and for all. Our team had been preparing for this day, and you know we ain't backing down.
Your determination is strong, Ryder, but it's gonna take a lot of favors to convince the higher-ups. But, for your family's sake, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Tell them that if they want to contact me, do so. They'll hear from me. I promise I won't get you into much legal trouble.
Screw trouble. I have only a few years left in retirement. I assume you will tell the pups and Cross too.
Tomorrow I will. I'm going to let them live that day one last time in peace, until we go back into this hellhole.
Okay, you and the others need to watch your back. You might try again after what you did to his connections. See ya.
Bye, Shaw. For God's sake, Zuma. What did Stone do to you? I know that the pups are gonna hate me for this. But the truth must come out. I'll tell them as soon as they wake up the next day.
Come in.
Sorry, sir. Stephens would like to see you. He has a problem.
Can he wait until tomorrow? Like, seriously, can't you see I'm preparing dinner here?
I'm afraid he can't wait. He says it's urgent. Stephens is here in person.
Oh? Well, that's interesting. You know what? I changed my mind. Send him in now. Come on, I'm curious. Stephen, before you begin, I'd like to remind you that whatever you want to tell me right now that is so important is also the fact that you just had to tell me the moment you interrupted me from my little hobby. So, Stephen, you can talk, but I swear to God, whatever you have to say better be good. Now go on. What is it?
Well, Stone, I hate to say this, but one of my drug-making hideouts was burned. The police confiscated everything at the scene. Our only survivor had been taken into custody. Also, the 2 specific cops we bribed, they're both dead, like brutally dead.
Brutal? How brutal?
How brutal? Let's just say that one got his throat and balls ripped off of him. The other one got his head smashed repeatedly between the car and the door. It looked like this isn't your ordinary kind of murder.
Not bad. Huh? Really? Not bad at all. So, who was it? I assume you know who this guy is. So why you come to me about it? I mean, while a lousy drug den isn't enough to stop what we're doing.
See, that's the thing. I thought this might get your attention when I learned who it was. According to one of my guys, they learned that the survivor mentioned that this was all done by a single pup. Apparently the description matches the breed of a chocolate Labrador.
Stephen, did you just said... Holy shit. Did you just said a chocolate Labrador pup?
Yeah, man. First time I heard of a pup doing fires and shit.
Yes, yes. Oh, if I believe in God, I say just bless me. Oh, yes, I was getting so bored, but this makes it a lot of fun. Oh, yes, yes.
Sir.
Oh, man. Oh, wait. If it's really him, that means little Ryder and his brats will come too. And if that turns out to be true, oh, the things I could plan, the games we could play. I mean, I had so much fun last time. I wonder, can I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, now that might work. You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing this. I'll merge the bat, this plan, with a big plan. Stephen, tell everyone to await hearing orders from me. I have something I want all of us to do. Let's say a little game is going to be in the works and we're going to play big.
So, should I get going then?
Go? Why, well, sure, unless you want to stay for dinner. You know what? In fact, hearing this news makes me want some burgers.
Well, I thought you would be upset about this.
Upset? Stephen, I'm upset that I didn't really dive Zuma into killing himself like I had planned. But I'm going to take this as a challenge. So if he wants to come over to kill me, well, he can try. I'll be ready for him. You heard me. I'll be ready for him and his Paw Patrol friends. This time, however, it's going to end up with one of us dead. Now run along, please. I got plans to make.
All right.
Speaking of the brats, perhaps it's time to welcome them back with a welcoming party. Hello? Hey, Boomer! Guess who? Ha! Yeah, it's me. Now chill out, chill out. Listen, I know how you truly feel about me, but you don't have to worry. It's just business as usual, you know. In fact, speaking of which, can I ask you a question? How fast can you rig up an explosive to take down a, let's say, a lighthouse-sized tower?
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Approximately 4 days ago, a house fire occurred about 30 miles away from Coastal City. It is then confirmed that this is not an accidental fire, and there is a possibility of foul play. The suspect is believed in description to be Zuma, the Paw Patrol pup that went missing 6 months ago. Zuma is a chocolate Labrador that is 2 feet tall, has yellow eyes, and is now believed to have removed his pup tag. He is now considered extremely dangerous, and should not be approached. Any resident who spots Zuma or has any information regarding his whereabouts is to contact their local police station, or dial 911 immediately. Please stay tuned to local media for further updates. This is a message from the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
It was quiet in the lookout, but there was a good reason for it. Ryder had told the pups everything that Detective Shaw had told them yesterday. At first they were all ecstatic that Zuma was alive. Rocky was crying tears of joy even. However, that all became bittersweet when they were told what Zuma had done. None of them had expected the once sweet server pup to show such brutality and rage towards those who had committed such crimes. A few of them had wept, knowing that the once kind and loving Zuma they had knew was no more. He had fallen down the dark path, and Rocky couldn't help but blame himself again. Rocky knew what it was like to want revenge. He dreamed about killing his owner for a long time for killing his younger brother, Ryan, even after he was sentenced to jail. It lessened over time, especially when he got closer to the others upon joining the Paw Patrol team. That didn't mean it still wasn't there. The thought from Rocky said, now Zuma has fully fallen into darkness. He stared upon the ocean once more. He wasn't alone, however. Sky was there with him as support, while the others were busy. Rubble was learning from Ryder what euthanization was upon asking about it, while Chase was comforting Marshall, who was still coming to terms with the knowledge they would face Damien Stone once again. The idea of facing that monster scared them all, but they were determined to stop them this time, dead or alive. Meanwhile, Sergeant Cross was also informed by Shaw a few hours later after Ryder's call, telling him about the same thing, telling him what Zuma had done. His emotions grew much worse. So he got into his police cruiser and started looking for anyone or any pup to talk to. When Cross left, the 2 officers were worried about his condition. Hodges, after Cross hearing that Zuma just lost it, he's just completely different. It's no surprise Zuma just completely turned into a monster. But Cross, I can tell he was deeply affected. Shouldn't we just maybe talk to him or something? Well, he's going to the Paw Patrol, so let them be. We'll have to continue our duties as usual until then. Back at the beach where Rocky and Sky is at, they both started talking about Zuma and other things.
Do you think they will find Zuma before the authorities do? I know what he did was wrong, but he doesn't need the needle. He needs help!
We have to. Ryder says he'll think of something. He's got a lot of favors and contacts after all.
How are you doing? Rocky, I know you love him. You can tell me anything.
I'm afraid, Sky. If he dies because of Stone or from the law, I can't go through that again. I can't even think of any of you dying. Zuma's like my brother. I failed to protect Ryan once. I'm not gonna fail Zuma again. I put him in that situation because I didn't help him enough, for Christ's sake. What else could I have done to protect Zuma, huh? To protect him from that monster that we're going to face once again. We just need to save him, no matter what.
We will. Even if it means going against the law.
Don't let Chase hear you say that. You still don't have feelings for him?
No, I won't deny he will be a good boyfriend, and maybe down the road I might consider it. But...
Why? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, I love Zuma as a brother, but Chase, being as your brother, isn't that kind of bad?
Rocky, we're pups. We may be rescuers who have done amazing things, but we are still kids. I'm not ready to think about such things. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Maybe then I'll think about taking Chase as a boyfriend. Never mind what I said. But with everything that's going on, and the fact that we're so young, makes me think that we should enjoy what we have now before we are old enough. I mean, we can't be Paw Patrol forever, right?
Oh, Cross. You okay, man? I just need to sit down for a bit. I hear you were talking about Chase and Zuma. Brothers, I assume? Well, if you put it that way. How's your officers going? Not so good. They're still mourning about the loss in Los Angeles during that house raid. It affected my department most. We've lost a lot of good men and women in the force. They're definitely right on edge. Rocky, what is the Paw Patrol doing now? We're cleaning up a mess. By killing everyone who stood in your way, just to get to the man responsible for all of this? That's suicide! Zuma proved they were leverage. They're people! They aren't. They're drug makers. When you take the gloves off, you get blood on your hands, Cross. That's how it works. Where do we draw a line on this, Rocky? You draw the line wherever you need it, Sergeant. At the end of the day, someone has to make the enemy scared of the dark. As a good captain once said, we get dirty, and the world stays clean. That's the mission. Now, Cross, I know Ryder's taking you in with us, but if you're having second thoughts, then we can do this on our own. No, Rocky. No second thoughts. I understand. It's going to be one hell of a war.